Hello, my dear friends. Welcome back for another brand new edition of quarantine yoga. I am not in quarantine this time, but I have had to cancel my in-person classes for the time being because of the rampant spread of COVID at the moment, and we just are trying to look out for everyone's health and safety. So here I am back in my house. As you can see, I have moved locations. My normal studio space, which is up in the loft over here, is having some slight renovations done, so I'm here in my bedroom. Excuse the mess. And today's practice, we are going to be featuring some stretching and strengthening of the low back. If you have been stuck at home a lot like I am, you might find yourself also have been doing a lot of sitting. I've been trying to make it productive sitting by painting and crocheting, but needless to say, I am feeling a bit clenched and hunched in my back. So today's practice, we are going to be requiring a strap. We will be stretching out the legs, and we will be using at least one yoga block. And if you don't have a block available, you could use something like a large textbook or even like a box, as long as you can at least put a little bit of weight in it, so maybe putting something inside of it. Whatever is going to work, because we are going to be putting our forearm on the block or object. So just making sure that it is capable of holding your weight. And I do invite you, since you are practicing maybe from the comfort of your own home or whatever your chosen environment is, to take a moment now, pause this video, and create the space that is going to resonate the most with you. So maybe that's just cleaning the floor. I have some oils in my diffuser going. I hung up a tapestry, just trying to make the space as, as attuned to you as possible, because here you are in a space that you have chosen, and you might be by yourself. So really take this time to make your surroundings reflect you. And on that note, we will go ahead and get started. All right, everyone, so we are going to be starting on the floor today, so you can go ahead and lay back down flat on your mat, have your strap nearby, because we are going to be stretching out the legs. So once you find yourself reclining down, sort of just adjust the spine a little bit, really press the low back into the mat, and begin to allow all of your muscles to relax, the eyes to soften or close. And visualize the back of your spine just melting down into the floor. Release tension from the face, smoothing out the brow, relaxing and unclenching the jaw. And begin to take notice of your breath, natural rhythm as it moves in and out of the body. Finding yourself fully present in this moment, and with each of those inhales and exhales. We're going to slowly start to take control over the breath. So gradually, each round we're going to make just a count or two longer than the previous. Start to expand, deepen your inhales, feel the whole front of the body lift, and then nice, slow, controlled exhales, emptying out the breath completely. And again, each round will be just a little bit longer than the round before. So really just easing your way into this deep breathing. We'll be here for 3 more rounds of this deep breath before releasing back to your natural rhythm. And as you connect again with your natural breath, give yourself a few moments just to fall back into pace and observe how you feel within the body. Whether or not you feel any changes after you've cultivated some more oxygen into the bloodstream. And maybe you don't, and that's fine too. Whatever it is you're feeling, any sensations, just sit with these for a moment before we start to move. You can keep your eyes softened or closed for this next little bit of movement here. Just start to move out through the hands and the feet, rolling the wrists and ankles around. And on your next big breath in, we're going to reach and extend the arms up overhead, pointing the toes down. And exhale, soften in this position. Just hold here. Take a couple of breaths. And breathing in again. Exhale, knees to the chest, wrapping the arms around the legs. Feel your low back press into the mat, and you can begin to rock gently from side to side. Coming back into center, let the arms fall open wide. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, knees lower to the right. And you can turn to look to your left hand, relaxing the legs and grounding down through the shoulders. Breathing in as you bring the knees back through center. And exhale, gently lower them to the left. Turning to look to the right, grounding down the shoulder and allowing that whole low body just to relax and soften. Inhale again, knees coming back into center. And we'll plant the feet on the mat, keeping the knees bent. Setting up for a bridge, walk the shoulders down, fingertips reaching towards the heels. On an exhale, we'll flatten and press the low back into the mat. Squeeze the bum gently as you inhale, lifting the hips toward the ceiling. And coming up onto the shoulders here, even breaths. They don't have to be too deep because we're expanding through the front of the body. Starting to build some heat and power in the legs. And we want to keep that low back area flattened just as it was when it was down on the mat. So keep the tailbone tucked under and the hips pressing up high. Squeeze the knees in towards the center. Feel the inner thighs turning on. Big breath in. And exhale, gently relax the spine, nice and slow, back down to the mat. And you can find your strap. We're going to start with the right leg. So taking the right knee into the chest, we'll place the strap around the ball of the right foot, keeping the knee bent to start. Flex your left foot, press the left leg down into the mat, and start to bring the right foot towards the ceiling. Again, the knee is bent, the top of the thighs pulling in towards the chest. And you can relax your shoulders down. We're focusing the stretch now into the lower part of the leg and into the calf. And we're just breathing here, again, thinking about evening out through the breath. You can slowly begin to extend the right leg. You can keep a soft bend to the knee or have the leg completely straight. We really want to focus on that flex in the foot and pressing the low back down into the mat as we begin to move deeper into the stretch. Be mindful of the breath. And with your strap in your right hand, we're going to slowly open the leg out to the side, making sure the left hip does not pop up off the mat. So really pressing and rooting that left side down and bringing the stretch to the inner right thigh. We want to create a little bit of resistance here and make this a little bit more of a dynamic stretch. So the hand that's gripping the strap, we're going to just be gently pulling it in towards us as the right foot pushes in and towards the strap away from the body. And this is just going to really activate those inner thigh muscles and give you a nice deep stretch. So again, focusing on your breath here as that space opens up. With an inhale, we'll bring the foot through center. And exhale, bring the leg across the body. Keep that right shoulder grounded. And we're bringing the stretch to the outside of the leg. Inhale, bring the foot back through center. Ground the hip, and we'll take just a couple more breaths here, feeling that length in the back of the leg. On a breath in, remove the strap from the foot, and nice long exhale as we float the right leg all the way back down to the mat. Once it reaches, soften the whole body and take a breath. And we'll bring the left foot in. And again, before we start to really bring that stretch into the left leg, right foot is flexed, right leg is pressing down, and we're having the left knee bent to start as the foot comes up towards the ceiling, and focusing the stretch in the inner or the lower leg. Relax your shoulders and breathe. And when you're ready, you can start to slowly extend through that left leg. And with the strap in the left hand, we're opening out to the side. Again, the right hip stays grounded, pressing down into the mat. And we're creating that resistance by pulling the strap in towards the body and pressing the foot into the strap. Breathing in, coming through center, strap comes into the right hand. Exhale, guiding the leg across the body to the other side. And inhale, moving back into center, taking just a couple more breaths here. Make sure your back is pressing down. Breathing in, remove the strap from the foot. Exhale, slowly place the left leg down on the mat. Soften the whole body, take a breath. You can place your strap off to the side, we won't need it again. And today we're just gonna roll to one side, doesn't matter which. And we're gonna press up to a seated position, nice deep inhale as you come up. And coming into a nice easy seat, one foot crossed in front of the other if that feels okay for your legs. And we're gonna take the hands to the knees. We're just gonna make some circles up and around the hips. So as we do this, pulling the chest forward, breathing in, and then exhale, pulling the navel in towards the spine. So we're adding a little bit of spinal movement as we circle around here. And we've started in one direction, and now you can reverse. And slowly make your way back into center. Reach both hands out to the side, breathing in as they come up. And exhale, we're going to fold forward. So bring your hands down in front of you first and gently guide the upper body down. You can round the head and neck down towards the floor. Just make sure your tailbone, the back of your hips are staying rooted down into the mat. We're not allowing the bum to pop up. You're going to feel a stretch in the hip. With the fingertips in front of you on the mat, breathing in, look forward. And on your next inhale, we'll reach the arms all the way back up. Exhale, bring your left hand down to the side and reach those right fingertips over, coming into a side bend. So what we want to do here is not compress into the left side body, but really press up and out through the right shoulder blade, and then actively extending the arm to the side. Your chin is lifted from your chest. The crown of the head is mirroring the direction of your fingertips. Inhale, reaching both hands up. And we're going to twist and open to the right. So on an exhale, turning to the right, one hand comes behind, one hand to the knee. Immediately breathe in and lengthen up through the spine. And then exhale, twisting back a little deeper. We're going to do that a couple more times. Inhale, breathing in, lengthening. And exhale, twisting. Breathing in. Exhale, back through center. Keep your right foot tucked in. We're going to extend the left leg out in front. You can have a soft bend to the knee or the leg can be straight. I want you to focus on relaxing that right hip. And I'm mirroring you, so you're going to notice this is my left leg. But you will have your left leg extended. On an inhale, we'll reach the arms out and up. Exhale, extend yourself forward slowly. Keep those hips rooting down into the mat behind you. Look towards the toes. And then slowly soften down over that left leg. Your hands can frame on the mat. Maybe they reach for the ankle. Maybe they reach all the way down for the foot if that's within your practice. If you have a deep stretch here and you feel as though there's a little bit of extra space that you could extend the arms, for an even more complex stretch, you can place a block at the bottom of the foot and reach your hands for the block. I have exceedingly long arms, so this is a really great way for me to just kind of boost this stretch here without compromising the length of my spine. And then focus again on just plugging that right hip down into the mat behind you, and you're going to feel those muscles of the low back really get a nice deep stretch here. So focus on your breath. We're going to turn this into a little twist. So you can release your hands to frame the calf, and we're going to come up about halfway. So extending the arms, looking towards the toes. You can have your left hand on either the outside of your leg, or you can bring it to the inside. And on an inhale, we're going to reach and extend that right arm all the way back behind. So opening up nice and wide, both arms extended. You're going to feel a big stretch to the shoulders and collarbone. As you breathe in, reach those right fingertips straight up to the ceiling. And as you exhale, we're going to come down onto the left elbow or forearm. If bringing it to the mat is too much, you can bring the forearm to the top of the leg, or again, bring a block to the inside of the leg. So right fingertips straight up in the air, forearm on the mat, leg, or block. And again, we're focusing the stretch in this low back. That's the theme of our practice today, really giving that low back a nice good stretch. Turn your right palm toward the front of the mat and slowly extend the fingertips forward. We're really deepening the stretch up into the side body now. Breathe. And on your next inhale, we're going to sweep that right hand all the way up. Exhale, bring both hands forward. And we're going to come back into that easy seated position. This time, I'd like you to bring your legs the unnatural way. So if that feels okay, just switching the position of your feet. And again, maybe just doing a few little circles in and around through the spine. Just going around in both directions, noticing how you might feel a little bit different in that stretched out right side as compared to your tighter left side, but we're gonna take care of that and balance it out. So coming back into center, arms reaching out to the side, breathing in, lift them up. And exhale, hands come down in front. We're rounding the spine forward, making sure the hips do not come off the mat, and allowing the head to relax down. Bringing your fingertips to the floor, we're going to lift up halfway. Breathe in as you look forward. And on your next breath in, we'll reach the hands all the way up. And when we're going to bring, that right hand down the side and reach over with those left fingertips. Again, as we kind of bend to the side here, we're not compressing into that lower right side body, but we're pressing that left shoulder up towards the corner of the ceiling and actively reaching the fingertips to the side and kind of feeling a big stretch again in this side waist area, and the crown of the head is traveling in the same direction as your fingertips. So not dropping the chin to the chest. Breathing in, both hands coming up, reaching. Exhale, we twist to the left, one hand to the knee, one hand comes behind. Immediately breathe in, growing tall. And exhale, twist. A couple more breaths here. And one more, breathing in. Exhale as we come back into center. We're going to keep the left foot tucked in this time and extend nice and long through the right. You can have a soft bend to the knee. Also have your block available, depending on how deeply or how modified you want to do the next few stretches. So arms again coming out, breathing in. Exhale, slowly extend forward. Keep those hips grounded. Look towards the toes. And then slowly bring the arms down, framing the leg, reaching for the ankle, the foot, or maybe extending that stretch and reaching for the block at the bottom of the foot here. Wherever you are at, focus on that left hip, really grounding down, so we really focus that stretch in the low back. You're also going to feel it in the hamstring, so there's a lot going on here. Breathe deeply and create that space. So we are going to be preparing for that twist. You can bring your hands to frame your low leg, so coming up about halfway. And your right hand can be on the outside or the inside of your leg. And on a big breath in, we're going to extend and open up through that left arm. So both arms are extended. We're nice and long through the collarbone and the chest. Relax your left hip. On an inhale, we'll reach those left fingertips straight up to the ceiling. And exhale, coming down onto that right elbow, either on the mat, the leg, or on a block. Just breathing here, you're going to feel, again, that low back really stretching out. If it feels okay, turn your left palm towards the front of the mat and slowly extend the fingertips forward. You'll notice I'm not hunching down. I'm still staying nice and strong through my right arm, not sinking into the shoulder. Big breath in, left hand sweeps back up. Exhale, hands come forward. And we're going to extend both feet for one more fold. So just moving any flesh at the bottom out of the way, hips shifting slightly back. Breathing in, arms reach up, soft bend to the knees. Exhale, slowly extend, pull the belly in as you come down. And then bring the hands down. And you can kind of relax the head forward, but I don't want the chin resting on the chest. So keeping the neck neutral. Looking down towards the knees if that feels okay. Your knees can be softened, and as you breathe, you can begin to press the backs of them into the mat. Two more big breaths here. Looking forward on your next breath in, reach the fingertips forward, coming up. Exhale, hands to the heart. And we'll make our way into a tabletop position. So coming onto your hands and knees, making sure your block or whatever it is that you're using is available to you at the top of the mat. And in table, we're going to start our circles up and around the hands. Per usual, if you've taken many classes with me, you know we do this every single class. And we're just gently circling around. As we do this, just being mindful of your spine. We want a nice flat back. So trying not to let the belly drop down, but keeping it gently tucking up. And we'll come to the top of the left hand and reversing that stretch, continuing to circle around. Giving the left hand a nice good shake, and we'll move to the top of the right. And shaking out the right hand, coming back into table. Neutralize your spine. Again, we want a nice flat back. It's easy to kind of come into table like this where I'm dropping my chest down in the shoulders and letting the belly fall. But keeping the belly tucked in. As we inhale, we'll move through cow. And exhale into cat, really pulling the belly in to press the shoulders up. Breathing in through cow. Exhale to cat. Two more times. And coming back into table. Shift your weight to the right hand. On an inhale, we're going to lift and extend that left arm open to the side. Holding, breathing. Breathing in. And exhale, coming down back into table. Shift your weight to the left hand. Inhale, right arm opens, extends. and breathe. And exhale, right hand comes down. Walk your hands in front a couple of steps, making sure your hips are stacking over your knees. Look forward, take a breath in. And as you exhale, press the belly back towards the thighs, bringing the heart down towards the mat into extended puppy. Your chest does not have to reach the mat, but we do want to feel a nice stretch in the shoulders and through the upper back. As we get ready to come up, ground into the hands. Inhale, lifting the chest. And exhale, sliding the hands back under the shoulders. Tucking your toes. Hands walk a step or two in front, breathe in. Exhale, downward facing dog. You can pedal out the feet. Bringing the feet to stillness, feeling the belly press toward the thighs. Shake out the head. The neck is nice and loose as we do this. Shake it out no, shake it out yes. Bringing the whole body to stillness. Breathe. Your next inhale, come high on the toes, round the spine forward to a high plank. We'll just be here for a moment. Look forward, take a breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look back at your feet. On an inhale, we'll lift the right leg. Exhale, bend the knee and step the foot forward between the hands, grounding the left knee into a low lunge. Setting right up into a twist here. Ground that left hand on the floor or the block. Inhale, right arm opens out to the side. Try not to sink into your left shoulder. And as this arm comes up, press the inside of your right knee in towards the chest and your chest towards the knee. They do not have to touch. It's a very small movement, bringing everything in towards the center. You're going to feel the outside of that right leg turn on. Take a breath in. And exhale, we'll bring the right hand down, look forward. Inhale, both hands reach up, or you can bring the hands to the hips. And I want you to press the hips forward, tucking the tail under. Arms are extending straight up. We're just holding here and breathing. And you should feel a nice stretch on the top of this left thigh, as well as a stretch down those muscles of the low back. Breathing in. Exhale, we'll bring the hands down, both of them coming to the inside of the right foot, and we'll heel toe the right foot out to the long edge of the mat into lizard. We're holding here, again, feeling a stretch in the top of this left leg. We're going to walk the hands a step or two in front, making sure the belly is tucking in and taking a soft bend to the elbows. We're not coming all the way down here. We're just really focusing on this stretch in and around the pelvis, the tops of the thighs. Inner right knee is squeezing in towards your right shoulder. As you slowly start to extend the arms again, we are going to be bringing the left forearm down to the mat. And you can do this also on a block. This time you can allow that right knee to open to the side, or you can keep it stacking straight up with a little bit of opening. We are going to come into another twist. On an inhale, right hand can come to the hip or extend straight up towards the ceiling, strong through that left arm. If you do have the right knee opening to the side, making sure we're not sinking the pelvis down towards the mat, but pulling slightly upward, tucking the navel up in towards the spine. I'm going to say that a lot today. Big breath in. And exhale, right hand comes down, coming back up onto the left hand and heel toeing the right foot back in towards the center. Tuck your toes. On an inhale, lift the left knee. Exhale, seal the left foot parallel to the short side of the mat. Your right hand can be on the mat or the block to the inside of your right foot. And on an inhale, we're going to extend the left fingertips to the ceiling or to the hip. I really want you to focus on lengthening the tail down by pulling the belly in, because that's where we're really going to localize that stretch to the low back. Getting ready to come up into warrior two. Really strong legs here. Inhales, we lift up, arms opening to the side. Relax the shoulders. Inhale, straighten the right leg. And exhale, hinging the arms back. Right hand lifts, left hand can rest on the left leg or reaching straight down toward the floor. Again, my low belly's tucked in, my tailbone's lengthening down. Take a breath in. Exhale, bring the arms back out to the side, setting up for triangle. Breathe here. On an inhale, we'll reach the right hand forward. Feel your left hip jut back behind you. Exhale, right fingers come down to the block and the inside of the foot. Maybe they rest on the shin or calf or ankle. Maybe they reach down towards the mat. Left fingertips to the ceiling. But if you do feel that shoulder, that left shoulder dropping down, we don't want to be reaching out like this. Go ahead, bring your hand to your hip and slowly work on pulling that left shoulder back behind you. And again, focusing today on really tucking in that belly, feeling your tailbone reach back towards your left heel to really focus that stretch in the low back. Your crown of the head should be extending in the same direction as your right toes. And you can look forward or up to your left fingertips. Big breath in. Exhale, left hand comes down. Bend your right knee, and we're slowly going to move into a runner's lunge. So right foot is forward, left leg extended back. Plant your hands, big breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe. I want you to think about the feeling, the sensations between your left and right legs, how they might feel different, where you may be feeling the most sensation or any tension, and just breathe into those areas. On an inhale, we'll come high in the toes, around the spine, forward to a high plank. We'll just be here for a moment. Look forward, nice and strong, flat back. Breathing in. Exhale, downward facing dog. On an inhale, we'll lift that left leg up behind us. Exhale, bend the knee and step the left foot forward between the hands, grounding the right knee for the low lunge. Coming into that twist, right hand is planted. Inhale, left hand reaches up. Or again, hand to the hip. Inner left knee and the chest are pulling in towards the center. We're staying strong through our right arm. Breathing in. Exhale, left hand comes down. Look forward. Next inhale, arms coming straight up, or again, hands to the hips. And we're just staying lifted here, lengthening the tail, pressing the hip bones forward, arms to frame the ears. And breathe. Breathing in. Exhale, we're going to bring both hands down to the inside of that left foot, heel toeing it out to the long edge of the mat, coming into lizard. We're going to keep the foot flat on the mat again. Take a breath here. We're going to feel that stretch in the top of the right thigh. And then the hands will walk one step forward And we're just bending the elbow slightly, left knee pressing in towards the shoulder. Don't have to come down too far. Belly is tucking in. And that just means a very slight tuck, right? We're not trying to clench the abdominals. And then slowly extending the arms, taking your block to the mat, or perhaps bringing that right forearm all the way down, setting up for a twist. This is where you can allow that left knee to open to the side. And we'll inhale those left fingertips up, staying strong through that right shoulder, making sure the elbow is directly under the shoulder. And just making sure we're not pressing the pelvis down, but we're slightly pushing the back of the hips up. Breathing, belly is still gently tucking in. And an inhale and exhale. We'll bring that left hand down, coming back up onto both hands, and heel toeing the left foot back in towards the center. Right toes tucking under. Inhale as we lift the knee. Exhale, right foot seals parallel to the short side of the mat. Pardon me while I switch sides so I can still see you. Left hand to the mat or block at the inside of the left foot. And on an inhale, we'll reach and extend the right hand to the ceiling or the hand to the hip. Feel the belly tuck in, the tailbone lengthen down. We're breathing into this area here of the low back and the side waist. Getting ready to come up to warrior two. I want you to feel as though you're trying to press your left foot through the floor as you inhale, coming up. Relax the shoulders, breathe. Inhale, straighten that left leg. Exhale, bring your left hand up, right hand down. Reverse triangle. Again, we're staying tucked in the low spine and just extending upward. Big breath in. Exhale, arms coming out parallel, setting up for triangle. Inhale, left hand reaches forward. And exhale, hinging down, left hand to the block, maybe to your calf or shin, maybe to the mat. Right fingertips up or hand to the hip, especially if that shoulder is rounding forward. Tuck in that low belly, lengthen your tailbone, breathe deeply. Breathing in. Exhale, we'll bring the right hand down, soften your left knee, and we're coming back into our runner's lunge, turning forward, framing your left foot. Big breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe deeply. Your next inhale, coming high on the toes, coming forward to that high plank. Hold nice and strong. Take a breath in, and on the exhale this time we will lower to the belly, bringing your knees down first, or bringing the shoulders forward to come down through chaturanga. Flatten the tops of the feet, hands under the shoulders, inhale up to cobra, elbows squeezing in. Hold and breathe. Feel the tops of the hips pressing down into the mat. Breathing in and exhale to release nice and slow. Bring the chest down to the mat. Folding your fingers over the hands. We're going to tuck both hands underneath the hips here, underneath the hip bones, because we are going to be lifting the legs, and this is going to give us a little fulcrum point underneath. moment to catch your breath. So making sure the hands are in place under that spot of the front of the hips. Start to firm up your belly by tucking the navel in. Gently engage the glutes. On an inhale, we're going to lift the feet up behind us, extending the toes down. You can turn your head forward. Big breath in. And exhale, bring the feet down and the arms out to the side, nice and long. Turn your head to look to the right hand. We'll draw the right hand in underneath the right shoulder. With the left arm extended out to the side, we're going to roll onto our left side body, stacking the legs. Hold here and breathe and create that space in the left shoulder. Making sure the spine is nice and long, tailbone is lengthening down. Option here to lift that right foot, bending the knee and planting the foot behind the left leg. So we're bringing a little bit of a twist into the low spine here. We're still breathing into that left shoulder as well, so just being really mindful of any sensation coming up for you. Big breath in, and slowly restack the legs, and we'll roll back onto the belly, extending the right arm out to the side, and turning our gaze to the left hand. Left hand comes in under the shoulder, and we'll push onto our right side body, stacking the legs, and taking a few breaths here to lengthen the spine and open up through that right shoulder. Option to lift the left foot, bending the knee and planting the foot behind the right leg to bring that twist to the low back. Take a breath in. Exhale, stack the legs, rolling back onto the belly, and this time we'll pull the right hand in under the shoulder. And then we're sliding both arms forward. We're going to do a few more variations of locust where we lift the arms and the legs. We stretched out those muscles of the low spine, and now we're going to strengthen them. So arms extended. We are only going to lift the upper body this time. So tops of the feet staying grounded. Press the hips into the floor. Tuck the belly in. Gently squeeze the bum, and on an inhale, we're lifting the chest and arms. Keep breathing. Feel a gentle squeeze in those muscles of the low back. Take a big breath in, and exhale, release. Breathe. Looking forward, this time we'll lift the arms and the legs. Hips press down, belly pulls up. Inhale, lift the feet, the arms, the chest. Breathe. Big breath in, and exhale, release. We're going to come up into that one more time. You can do any of the three options we've done with the hands under the hips, with the arms extended forward, lifting the chest, or lifting arms and legs. Or if it's within your practice, we're going to bend the knees and reach the hands back for the feet. You can grasp the outside of the feet, or for a deeper stretch into your shoulders, grab the inside of the feet and then activate the feet. I like to press out through the balls of my feet here. So just allowing the shoulders to stretch out a little bit. Press the hips down, tuck the belly up and in. On an inhale, we're going to lift the thighs off the mat, kicking the feet into the hands, and then slowly peel the chest up. Just like we did with the strap, you want to create some resistance with your feet pressing into the hands and the hands gently pulling back. Big breath in, and exhale, release, nice and slow. Keep your knees bent and drop the legs from side to side. Extending the legs back, hands are under the shoulders, toes are tucked. Inhale, we're gonna press up to table. And exhale, we're gonna come back to a child's pose. So sinking the bum back towards the heels, opening the knees nice and wide, and allowing the heart to melt down. If this is uncomfortable for you, if you don't have a lot of mobility in your knees, you can take a block underneath your hips here. That way your hips are a little bit lifted. You're not flexing as deeply into the legs, and you can still get that nice stretch for the low back. Getting ready to come up on a breath in, we'll look forward. Your next inhale, dragging the hands back towards the knees, rounding the spine up. And exhale, slide the shoulders down the back. You can bring your feet forward, and we're going to meet here in our half boat position and getting ready to wind down. So we'll have a nice tall spine. Arms reaching out parallel to the side. Take a nice deep breath in. And exhale, draw the navel back in towards the spine, nice and slow. We're going to roll our way down, really trying to place each vertebrae one by one. So really keep control over the core as you come down, breathing the whole way. Extending the shoulders back, relax the head, the arms, and the legs. Take a deep breath into the belly, letting it out with a sigh. Float the knees into the chest, wrap the arms around the legs, and we're going to come straight into a happy baby, grabbing the outside edges of the feet or the ankles. Keeping the knees bent, we'll extend the feet towards the ceiling. And open the thighs nice and wide around the ribs so the hips are open. And we can rock from side to side here as long as you feel that low back pressing into the mat. So just creating some gentle movement and allowing the breath to slow down. As you come back into center, bring the soles of the feet together, keep the knees wide, lower the legs to the mat. And you can either support your legs in your hands, or take one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. Take a moment just to connect with your breath and with your body. Release your arms out to the side and draw your knees together. We're going to scoot the bum to the right side of the mat, extending the left leg. Rest the right foot on the top of your left knee. We'll take a nice deep breath in here. And as we exhale, we'll come into the twist, softening that right knee over to the left side of your mat. It does not need to touch the floor because we want that right shoulder to stay glued down. Turning your head to the right hand can help keep that shoulder grounded. And as much as you can, just try to relax your legs. Inhale, move through center. And then we're going to shift our bum to the left side of the mat. Extend the right leg, left foot to the right knee. Deep breath in. And exhale into the twist. Making sure that left shoulder stays glued down this time. back through center. This time you can even out the hips. And taking a moment now to make any little last minute stretches or adjustments that you feel that you might need before Shavasana. And whenever you are ready, allow the feet to slide down to the bottom of the mat. Tuck the shoulder blades underneath the back. Flip the palms to face the ceiling and rest them alongside the body. Your eyes can soften or close and take a few rounds of clearing breath, and each exhale allowing the spine to soften down into the mat. As you lay here and relax the body and release all of that hard work we just did, I want you to focus on clearing the mind. So an easy way to do this is just to focus on the sensations that you are feeling without judgment or trying to diagnose anything or understand it. We're just thinking about feeling. And then you can slowly start to turn this awareness back into the breath. And we're going to end this practice the way we began, with that controlled deep breathing. We're going to take 3 rounds of this controlled deep breath. And then allow all of that control to release. And hopefully allow all of those thoughts in your mind to release as well. So starting with that first deep inhale, draw the breath in from your toes, bringing it in through your legs, your belly, all the way up into your throat. And as slowly as you can, allow it to release, feeling the belly squeeze in as the breath empties out completely. And do that 2 more times. Slowly release that control over the breath. Control over your thoughts and over your body. Submitting everything into this final, most important posture of our practice. You can slowly deepen the breath again and invite awareness back into the body, moving out through your fingers and your toes. Rocking your head gently from side to side. On an inhale, reach and extend your arms up overhead. Point your toes down to the bottom of the mat. Exhale, release. And float your knees to the chest one last time. Give yourself a really big squeeze, a really big hug. Thank your body for the movement it just allowed you to do. Thank yourself for parceling out this time in your day to come to your mat. And whenever you are ready, roll to one side and slowly come up to a seated position. We'll bring the hands into the heart. And if you'd care to join me, we're going to end our practice with a round of Om. So take a nice deep breath in and exhale all the stale air. Your deepest inhale yet for Om. Thank you so much for tuning in with me today. I am going to be offering some live Zoom classes in the very near future, so check in with me on my website, sassafrasyoga.com, or follow me on Instagram at sassafrasyoga, and you can stay updated as soon as I have that information released. I hope you all have a beautiful and healthy day. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.